As cruising has become more popular over the last few years, cruisers have also been noticing that the prices have been increasing.
Today, we look at some of the reasons for the recent price increases. Plus, stay tuned till the end where we'll show you some helpful hints to save money on your next cruise vacation. The first question we need to ask, are cruises actually more expensive than they have been in the past? And the answer is yes. According to Truist Securities, they noted that between 2019 and 2024, prices on cruises have increased between 17 and 23%.
And on top of that, prices for 2025 are going up at about 50%, according to USA Today.
So if you've been noticing prices have increased, you're not crazy. They have.
Well, the first thing we have to do is ask ourselves, why have the prices gone up like they have? And we could begin with mega ships equal mega pricing. That's right. These ships are being built to compete with all the large family destinations out there like the Walt Disneylands, Walt Disney Worlds, and so on.
As a result of that, people are also demanding from their vacations new experiences, the latest and greatest entertainment, unusual dining experiences, and things like that. And all of these extra amenities come with a cost. The cost to build some of these mega ships is approaching $2 billion. That's the price tag for the Star of the Seas, which is coming out next year. And obviously, these prices are being passed on to the consumer.
The second reason for the price increases is that most cruise lines lost a lot of money during the shutdown.
Between canceled reservations and fixed costs, cruise lines really suffered during the shutdown. And as a result, many of them took out loans to try to get by. Now, they've had to pay off those loans and have increased their prices to absorb that cost. Additionally, many cruise lines not only are trying to bring back old passengers, but they're also trying to attract new passengers by offering special itineraries and diverse experiences in an attempt to bring in more clientele.
The next reason is simply supply and demand. Since cruising started back up, it's become extremely popular, and with that, ships are being sold out. In addition to the increased cost of shipbuilding, there's other factors like inflation, which lead to increased labor costs, increased port fees, fuel, as well as all the food that a ship has to bring on board.
And just as we've all seen increases in prices in our own food bill and fuel bills, it makes sense that the cruise lines would also be seeing these increased costs and would unfortunately need to pass those costs on to the consumer. Our last major reason for the change in pricing on cruise lines is actually more of a change in how cruises are listing their prices. One of the things they've begun recently doing is including all of the costs, including port fees, into the advertised price of your cruise, which is something that hadn't been done before. So you've always paid port fees, but now that price, you see it up front instead of as you're checking out.
In addition to that, all of your gratuities are now automatically added into the cost, which comes to about $15 to $20 a day per person. So that's an additional thing that's being shown up in your total cost of the cruise.
Yeah, gratuities have always been there. But again, now that you're seeing it, it's done more automatically on many cruise lines. Some people are experiencing a little sticker shock.
Hey everyone, just wanted to pop in and say thanks for watching. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell to be alerted to all of our new cruise information and videos we put out every week. We really appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
All right, so now we're going to go over some tips so you can save money on your next cruise.
And the first tip we have for you is to pay attention to what time of year you're booking your cruise. There's a reality in that cruising and cruise pricing is based on supply and demand. And there are certain times of year where demand just is higher. Those times of year tend to coincide when kids are out of school. So if you're booking a cruise in the summer months, Thanksgiving, Christmas, spring break, those cruises are going to be considerably more expensive than if you're booking outside of those windows of time. Additionally, if you're looking at a specialized itinerary like Alaska, for example, Planning your cruise for the beginning or the end of that season, May or September, is going to save you a lot of money compared to July.
Yeah, definitely. And just as an example, we booked a 3-day cruise late January of this year, and we got it for like $160 a person.
It was crazy.
I mean, it was just crazy. So there are some deals out there, but you got to look out for them. The next tip is ship size. If you don't have a large family and you don't need all the water parks and slides and everything like that on the ship, you could book a smaller ship, an older ship, and save yourself a lot of money.
Remember, those mega ships do come with mega pricing. So if you don't need all those extra amenities, you can save yourself quite a bit of money by booking on a smaller ship. Our third tip on how to save money on your next cruise is to pay attention to some of your room choices and other options you have in planning your vacation. Admittedly, there are lots of different categories and experiences that you can pay for on your different cruise line. And you often have the ability, once you're booked, to bid on upgrades. And sometimes, depending on supply and demand, you may get a complimentary upgrade. I mean, how amazing is that? So if you're flexible with your rooming situation and things like that, you can sometimes get a fantastic deal.
In addition to that, interior rooms are always going to be less expensive than balcony rooms, so keep that in mind.
Our last tip on how to save money while on your cruise is to really watch your spending on some of the optional add-ons that are part of the cruise experience. Most of your major cruise lines report that passengers spend as much on shipboard purchases as they do on the price of the cruise itself. But those shipboard purchases are things you can control.
Such as drink packages. That's right. Those drink packages start out at about $60 a day, and they go up to almost $100 a day, depending on the ship you're on, sometimes even more. And on top of that, if one adult takes a drink package in the room, every adult has to. And even kids, they have to get soda packages then. So that's an area where you could save a lot of money.
Yeah, you can buy drinks a la carte. You do not have to have a fancy drink package. Another thing that might be a way you could save money is on an internet package. A typical cruise ship internet package can run anywhere from $12 to $25 per day. That is a considerable cost. And if you really don't need to stay attached to land that much, you might want to avoid that particular expense.
Exactly. We've gone without internet packages before, and it's not the end of the world. So it's definitely a place you could save some money.
A third thing you might want to try to save some money on are packages such as specialty dining and spa packages. A 50-minute massage, for example, on a typical cruise costs around $130 to around $200. It's a nice thing, but frankly, is it really necessary? And at many of your cruise ports, you can get them at a considerably lower price. Additionally, with the specialty dining, again, if you want to do it, great, but it is a way to save yourself some money, as those experiences typically run anywhere from $40 to $80 per person.
Exactly. And the photos. You don't have to buy the photos. We've all got great cameras now. Just have a friend take a photo on the stairs with you, and there you go. You saved some money. So
the last thing that you could probably work to save some money on are excursions. Now, depending on the situation, sometimes a cruise line excursion is a better value, but you need to do your homework. And you might be able to find there are certain things that you can do at a particular point and save yourself some money.
Some of those Alaskan cruises, if you're going to fly up to the top of a glacier, they're like $500 for a helicopter ride. So just crazy amounts of money. So definitely you could save some money if you just plan your own excursions in a port that might be safe and so on. So definitely keep that in mind.
I know some people say that you can't have a nice cruise unless you have all these extra things added on. But we're budget cruisers. We would rather save the money up to have an additional cruise and give up some of these little extra luxuries. Anyway, something you can consider. Well, hopefully this video has helped you to understand a bit as to why cruising has become more expensive and what you can do to control the price of your next cruise vacation.
That's right. We really hope that some of these tips have helped you out, and we look forward to bringing you more information in the next week.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.